Okay, let's start with this. Difficulty isn't bad in itself. In fact, when it's fair, it's the best thing a game can give you. Look at examples like Celeste or Hollow Knight, Sekiro, all brutally hard but fair. Like, if you fail, it's because you mistimed a roll or dash, got greedy on a swing, you didn't learn the moveset. Controls are tight, hitboxes make sense, and the rules apply to everyone, right? That's what makes beating a boss in these games so damn satisfying. You have to earn it, you have to learn the moveset, you have to time your swings, and that's what makes it so great. But fake difficulty though? That's when devs start padding the game with cheap bag checkpoints, bullet sponge enemies, fake HP bars, just a random shield you have to break before you get to the real health bar. Or when an enemy straight up reads your input, like some fighting game bosses from the SNK days, if you remember. That ain't difficulty, that's just crap. Like, that doesn't add any meaningful value to the game. Let me give you an example. I'm sure a majority of the gamers have felt this frustration in Elden Ring final boss fight. You get to the arena and you fight Radagon and you think that, oh, this final boss fight is so cool. It's every swing is telegraphed. Every combo can be learned. Radagon is a fucking cool boss fight, right? You nail the timing on his attack. It feels incredible. That's the kind of difficulty I respect. Brutal but honest, right? And then comes the Elden Beast. Man, that fight is just a damn slog. I'm just running across this massive arena, chasing a glowing cosmic eel that won't sit still. And by the time you get close to this, I'm out of stamina. And then he just flies away again, spamming projectiles the whole time. Half the fight is me running in circles, burning through my flask charges, just from chip damage. In the OG ones, remember, you couldn't use torrent in the early days of the game. You had to just run. They pushed an update where torrent was allowed in the final, the second phase of the final boss fight. But you had to beat him by running after him in the early days. That's not skill check, that's just cardio. It doesn't test timing or mastery, it just tests your patience. I didn't beat Elden Beast because I got good, I beat him because I was too stubborn to put the controller down. I finally killed it. I didn't feel proud, it was just relieved. That's the peak difficulty. Another example would be Kingdom Hearts 2 Sephiroth. It's not just Elden Ring. Same thing happened to me years back with Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 2. That fight looks epic, sure, but dude literally opens the move that deletes your HP if you don't know it's coming. You have to react immediately. And then he changed those frame perfect combos that just ignores your dodge or guard or rules you've been playing by the entire game. The point is, like, both of these fight teaches you the same lesson. Sometimes difficulty is fair, like Radagon. Sometimes it's just cheap padding, like Elden Beast and Sephiroth. And when it's cheap, Git Gud doesn't apply there, because no amount of skill fixes bosses that break their own rules. And you just brute force it until the game finally lets you win, right? That's not satisfying, that's just exhausting. So I'll give you some classic examples of real difficulty where it seems fair, it's challenging and it's satisfying. Look at Hollow Knight, for example. The bosses hit like truck, but every attack is telegraphed. You can see it coming, you can learn it, and then you can overcome it. Same as Sekiro, it's infamous, but the entire game is teaching you just one thing. This game is not about rolling. You don't dodge roll in this game that much. You have to parry, you have to learn it. It's hard. It's brutal, but once it clicks, it feels incredible. It feels satisfying. These games don't waste your time. They kill you, sure, but it's always a lesson, not a punishment. You have to learn from it. The ugly side of this is like fake difficulty, hard bosses for no reason, and just straight up bad design. Like these checkpoints that are miles apart. You die once and then you have to replay the 30-minute content because the dev thought, oh, this seems like a good idea. Frustration equals difficulty? No. And then there are enemies that soak up 1,000 rounds of your ammo for no reason other than to just slow you down. And then there are some stupid mechanics in some games where they'll give a shield HP to a boss. I'm not talking about two-phase bosses here. I'm talking about the shield, like a tiny health bar on top of a health bar that you have to break before you get to the real health bar for no reason other than to just, why not? I'm sure you have experienced this one. Frame traps and input reading. Like old fighting game bosses like Google literally knew your move before the frame you pressed it, and they'll react accordingly, right? And then they'll trap you in that animation. But why do devs do it? It's simple. Fake difficulty saves time and money. Arcade games in the 80s and 90s were designed to eat your quarters with unfair deaths.
That machine, it might change.
Now, some modern games do the same thing, just for $70. Stretch out the content with artificial difficulty and just turn your 12-hour campaign to like 40 hours. And here's the sad part. Gamers will defend it. Oh no, bro, you just need to get good. Nah, man, sometimes it just sucks. And the real difficulty, that's the psychology behind it, is just magic. When it works, it works. You feel like you actually are in the game. It's immersive. You beat Celeste's final climb, you feel like you actually climbed Everest. You parry Ishin and Sekiro, feel like beating the final boss of your life. That's the difference. Real difficulty makes you proud. Fake just makes you relieved that it's over and you don't want to play it over again. So Git Gud gets thrown around like gospel, but it's not advice. It's just gatekeeping. It's not about skill. It's just about ego. People just saying, "Oh, I suffered, so you should too." But if a game is hard and fair, yeah, sure, Git Gud. That's the point. The game is hiding behind cheap tricks. That's not on you. That's on the dev. You don't need to get good. You just need them to get better. So hard games are great. They test you, they teach you, and when they're fair, they're unforgettable. But not every hard game deserves respect just because it makes you angry. The next time someone flexes Git Gud, ask yourself, is the game hard because it's designed to be fair and challenging? Or is it hard because the devil's just so lazy and just cut corners and call that difficulty? And honestly, sometimes the best move isn't to get good. This is to get out. Because if the difficulty is fake, your time's worth more than the grind. Thank you for listening to this rant. I'll catch you in the next one.